Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. This is Asim here. So today we are going to start with the last tool in find subdomain part of the recon process. That was the find domain tool. So first we are going to see how we would install that, and then we would use all the four tools, that's Amass, Subfinder, Find Domain, and Asset Finder, to find a lot of subdomains and then sort those them and get unique subdomains from them. So first we would be doing all the manual process so as to get the subdomains. And then in the second part of the video, I would show you how you could automate the whole thing. The script is in the my GitHub repo as well. So do check that out. And make sure you subscribe the channel and press the like button and share it with your friends and colleagues. Thank you. So the only tool that was left was the find domain thing. So first we would install that, and then I would show you how we could use all these tools together to get a complete set of subdomain list. And in the end, we would automate that, because as I started this series and I talked about that, towards the end of the series, you would have your own recon toolkit, like all the code that would be written, you would be understanding that, and you could manipulate or change that as to your liking. You could fine tune that. You won't be dependent on other people's tools. So towards the end of the video, I would show you that how automation could help a lot in this, and I would be writing a small shell script. I've already uploaded it on my GitHub page, so you could check there as well. So don't get afraid or intimidated by the code. It's very simple. I would explain it line by line, and most of it is redundant because we had to do repetition. So before I start with the video, I would like to ask as to how is the previous two videos in the other series, Be the Hacker one. So I had made videos on the realistic mission first and second. The first was about the gaming this voting system, and the second one was about SQL injection. I hope you liked the video. I'm trying to keep a pace like on my audio quality as well as on the video quality, because a lot of my subscribers told me that if you could improve your audio, it would be better. So without further ado, let's get started with this. So this is the find domain page, and these are the commands that we need so that we could install it on our system. So I have these commands written here. I've also moved this find domain Linux, the binary that we are getting by using the wget command. I'm moving it to user local bin, because user local bin is in the path directory, and we don't have to write dot slash find domain Linux from the current directory. So we don't have to write the whole path. That's why I'm using these three commands. First, I'm gonna move to my first bug bounty machine. So I have these five. So I have these five because I had $100 credits, and which would eventually expire after 2 months. So I am running $10 droplet data lotion droplet, five of them for 2 months. So you could also get those $100 credits. I have the referral link in the description. So if you go through that, I got $25 and you get $100 for 2 months. So let's start with this. So this is the config file. So I don't have to write the whole SSH root at the rate and the IP. I just have to write SSH BBTY1 because the host name is BBTY1, and I would get logged into the first bug bounty machine. So these are some of the systems that I have access to. So just copy these commands. So these commands are in the description, I guess. If not in the description, because there's some limit to, like, some characters cannot be written into the description. So I would have these into my script file as well on the GitHub repo. So I would have the link for that in the description as well. The find domain is now set. We have these all. So we would be using the HackerOne domain so as to get the run all these tools on some domain. We need to have some domain, so we would be using hackerone.com as the target domain. And this is the resolvers file. So resolvers file is basically the resolver, like it is a list of 50 resolvers that all these tools would be using so as to resolve the domains, whether the domains are valid or not. So this These two, what they do is like they set the domain as a variable in the shell and the resolver file as a variable in the shell. So these would translate to this. So if I do echo dollar domain, so I would get hackathon.com. But mind that this is only valid for the particular session. Like once I like log out or open a different terminal session, these variables won't be there. I would show why these variables are important, and in the script files these would be very helpful for us. So like find domain, you just have to do this find domain hyphen t dollar domain. Sorry, uh, it would automatically check the APIs, and then you could also run asset finder. So what I do, I usually do it in like streams. So streams help in like running multiple instances and they don't get disconnected. So like if I run the find domain command or asset finder command and it is taking very long, right? So even if you disconnect from the SSH session, those would be still running in the screen session. So what I prefer doing is screen hyphen, yes, and you can give the name of whatever screen session you want. So since I'm doing asset finder, so I would do asset finder screen. Now in the screen session, asset finder dollar domain. So dollar domain won't be valid here because we don't have the hackerone.com. As I told you that these variables would only be valid in those particular sessions. I would copy it here and then I would run asset finder dollar domain. You could see that we got all these domains, right? And we could like if you want to disconnect from this screen session, press Control D and screen is terminating. I would show you, just wait for a while, like screen hyphen S uh, sub finder. So we need to add these. So these all would be automated once I show you the script. I'm just showing these so that you could gauge the manual effort that's being put into while doing this. Let me check what's happening here. Probably I have to give the whole path. Okay, never mind. So if it's taking long, you could just press Control A, then lift all the keys and D. So that would like detach you from the screen session. Now even if I like log out from the SSH session, those commands will still be running in the background. Like if I do SSHBBTY and then check the screen session. So you could check the screen session using screen hyphen ls. This is the currently, so you could see that it's detached, right? So subfinder, you could connect to the screen hyphen r. Hyphen r is for resume, hyphen ls is like listing the screen. So since there was only one screen, so I just had to press screen hyphen r. Then control D to move, like terminate the screen session. Amas enum. So I'm showing you that we could run it here itself. Hyphen rf needs an argument. Echo color resolver file. Okay. So I didn't have this. So you could see that this wasn't set because I SSH again, and that created a new like terminal session. That's why this particular resolver file was not valid because this variable was like unset kind of thing. Let me change this. Now if we run this, like I prefer running these commands in like a screen session so that these continue to run even if like I have even if I have disconnected from the machine. We won't have to do this again and again. I would show you how the command would go. So Amas takes a bit of time. That's why I prefer running these commands in a screen session so that I don't have to like wait for disconnecting. So because it queries a lot of databases and a lot of things, it also creates a graph DB kind of thing. So meanwhile, it's since it's working, we could check. what I was talking about, the scripting one. So I have a tools directory here. Let me show you the tree structure. So tree is a command that you need to have installed. So apt install tree. I would add this command also in the like description as well. So this is the automated script output. So what it does is it like in the results folder it creates the domain and then adds a timestamp to it so that if you run like scans every hour or every half an hour or even every second, then also you would have a unique folder name. Then it also creates different text files for different tools that you have, like Amas, hackathon.com.txt, asset finder, find domain. And then there is this hackathon Amas directory. So basically Amas log as well as the Amas database, so that the next time it runs, you could check the like different track. You could check whether the particular domain was found previously or not, or some new domains have been found. So for that, Amas needs to save it in particular directory. So you could create all these. So there is no DB file here because I was running Amas as the passive one. However, if you are running, I would suggest that you run this command, which I've comment out right now. So it runs the active scan and it runs like, it also does brute forcing. It does a lot of other things as well. So then there's hackerone.com subdomains.txt. Basically, this is the collation of all these tools, subdomains, and sorted and in a unique format. So I added all those files, those are sorted, and all the unique subdomains are added into this particular file. So this is the key file. So I would show you how you like this master script would work for you. This is the master script. So for running a master script, you just need to run like, let me show you how the master script is run first. The second argument not supplied, second one is the resolver file path. So this is the usage master script.sh domain and the resolver slash URL, the file path of the resolver file. So if I am to run this master script, I would run hackerone.com and then I would run the, what do you say, root tools 50 resolvers.txt. So this is the command that I would need to run. And what it would do is it would automatically run all those commands in different screen sessions. It would collate, like it would get the output of all those and add it into one particular file, sort it, and only add unique subdomains so that you don't get any duplicate. And like all that would be done automatically. You don't have to like manually create screen sessions and do anything. I prefer running this in its own screen session so that because like four commands would be running, so it would take some time. So I would prefer like doing some other task instead of just like being stuck on the SSH session. So before I start that, let me check the screen session when whether it has completed or not. So you could see that it's still taking some time. So let me start this master script. Okay, and this is the tool. This is the command that you need to run. You could download this script file from my GitHub repo. So while it's doing this, I would be explaining the sh file. So it has this fancy like timer kind of thing, like how many seconds have passed.